Welcome to the Nerita and Viplav show. I am your host Nerita, and Viplav is not here in this show right now in this episode because he's busy. Yesterday I was not there, and today he's not there. But today we are going to be talking about a topic. It is called the mirror for relationships. We're going to be dwelling deeper into understanding what is the problem that is being faced by most of the relations that we see today. And after talking to a lot of people and their problems, understanding it, I have come to some points that I have understood, that what is affecting the relationships when we all want to have that relationship where our partner is understanding, where he, as a woman, I'm saying first of all, where he's understanding, he's there for you, you can trust on him, he's loyal and he's loving and he's kind and he's genuine and he's generous and he's so always supportive and handsome and amazing every way. The list continues, but most of the women today, we are facing a lot of problem when it comes to genuine relationships. And continuously, you'll see that one after another the relationships are either failing or it's not really fulfilling. And so yeah, I mean, this podcast we're going to be talking about what is it that is creating this much of problems. I'm going to bring in both the perspectives from the man's side and the woman's side so that it is not a biased talk. And of course I'm going to put up a little bit more from the woman's point of view as well. All right, so we will dwell deeper into this, and this will be called the mirror relationship, basically the relationship mirror. So we'll have the problems and along with the solutions, that how easily we can come out of this situation happily. I have had a relationship for more than 13 years, and touch wood, it doesn't guarantee anything, but there are people I see, me and Viplav, we both always see there are families like our parents who have had long term relationships more than 35 years plus. Like there are so many couples who have had long relationships, our grandparents having successful relationships for more than 50 years of togetherness. And today we see, like, after 2 years or 1 year or even 6 months of dating, people really don't connect that well, and then they fall apart. So it creates so much of anxiety, so much of stress, and trying to understand like what really went wrong, because you never really thought that it will be that way, right? When you go in a relationship with someone, of course you're thinking that you're going to have that happy ending and you're going to be like together forever, and you'll have those wonderful moments, but you see still some things go wrong. So we will be exploring that, um, from the wisdom of the universe, what it has to offer, and how we can heal and how we can grow. All right, so firstly we will be talking about from a woman's point of view, what is it that creates the problem in today's time. So the problems that is arising in today's time, if you talk from the woman's side, it's number one, emotional withholding and secrecy. Okay, first problem. Now when I say emotional withholding and secrecy, it can stem from a lot of different reasons. बहुत सारे कारण हो सकते हैं why a woman doesn't feel safe enough to open up. बहुत सारे reasons उसके past के, या फिर उसके while growing up और बाकियों को देख के बहुत सारे कारण हो सकते हैं जिससे कि एक औरत खुद को safe नहीं feel करती है to express herself the way she would like to, and how she is actually and her real feelings. So she tries to hold on to her feelings, just scared to not get hurt, right? And that creates a lot of distance between the two partners, because the man never really feels that connect with her, because she's holding on to her emotions. So number one is the fact that women are emotionally withholding themselves, and kind of like having secrets, not sharing. Because a lot of times when you enter into a relationship, even if a partner has a lot of girlfriends, or if they had a lot of boyfriends, if a woman had a lot of boyfriends or past relationships, she would not really feel comfortable talking about it to her partner, because she does not want to scare him and distance him away. So probably she'll try to hold those things into her own self, and later on what happens is he eventually finds out, or he could feel something is off, and that kind of like freaks him out, and then he wants to move away, and he does not trust the woman because he feels she's not exactly transparent with him, right? And it also is a problem, because a lot of times what happens is when a woman is actually transparent and tells somebody and let him come very close to her, and then she gets hurt once or twice, then it becomes a very major problem. after he hurts her, right? So then she decides to just hold on to those emotions and not really opening up to him that much. So that's like the main problem for a woman, to not exactly show the man who she really is in her true essence, whether perfect or imperfect, it doesn't matter, but exactly who she is, right? That's the first thing. Secondly, expressing feelings. A lot of women suffer from expressing their true feelings. Maybe you are really into a man and you really like him and you really love him a lot, but expressing it to him, like telling him how much he means to you and what exactly you feel for him, sometimes women really suffer with that expression. And it's not like women only suffer from that, men also do, but women do suffer from it a lot of times. So now what happens is, you're playing it casual with the guy and you really love him from the bottom of your heart, and you could go to the moon and come back for him, and he means everything to you, but you cannot exactly share it because maybe you are too shy, or you're not comfortable, or you're just you know bad with sharing yourself, sharing your sharing your emotions. So that is also a major problem that women face today, and which is why relationships kind of like fall apart. Third reason is over reliance on intuition without the clear communication. So a lot of times, say your boyfriend or the person you are interested in, a partner, is seeing someone else. I'm talking from a woman's point of view. If say a man has seen some other chick, maybe in the marketplace or in a mall or wherever, or in his office setting or something, or not just seen, maybe he's been talking to his other friends, or maybe he is involved with other women at a daily basis, and that's what she's not comfortable with. But it becomes very difficult for her to actually talk about it in a logical point of logical way, without really letting emotions step in. But what she does is, she gets it intuitively, and then she will not talk about it. She'll just keep it to herself and then try to not talk about it, which creates distance, and that distance eventually makes them fall apart. Because if you don't like something about your partner, I think it becomes very crucial to share it in the right way, and that kind of atmosphere should also be there in the relationship, where you're comfortable to speak, and you know that your partner will not get mad at you or will not be screaming at you for saying what you have to say, and they are more empathetic to understand where it's coming from. Now let's talk about the men's side. Now, from the men's angle, what is the reason today that so many relationships are failing or is facing so much of difficulties? Now, men are the drivers of the relationship, and that's how it should be. Now, men are the main, you know in charge for the relationship. So when he acts like a fool, it becomes very difficult for a relationship to be stable, right? So today's most of the problem that is arising today, most of the problem that is arising is because is coming from the fact that men want to go with the flow. Men do not want to really like make things serious and appear, let it become serious for you. So men want to like just go with the flow and take it easy, and however it is, let it be, right? So till the time it's fun, a man would be interested to be in it, and the moment it asks for a little bit more of commitment, he gets scared and he tries to run away. Now, this is creating the most amount of problem, because a woman expects her man to step up, and to step up as the leader, and to step up and become the one who will be taking care of her. That's how it is supposed to be, and that's how a woman expects a man to be. But today, men have become more like not really wanting to, take that responsibility, and that creates immature actions on his part. And that immaturity or lack of relationship seriousness in the relationships causes the most amount of problem, because she doesn't feel that she is loved or heard, because he's just not serious about her. Because the moment anything doesn't work out, that transition from boy to the man, it does not necessarily happen in most of the men. That transition is not happening. I mean, even if a guy is getting married, it's more like a boy got married without really him becoming a man, actually. Because if he's a man, then he should know how to take care of his woman, right? He should know that it will hurt her and he'll take care of her, and it should just come naturally. Now secondly, today men have become much more I'm being honest, and I've said it about women also, so I can talk about men as well. They have become much more reckless in decision making. They do not really consider the long term impact on anything. Things are much more impulsive, much more aggressive and impulsive. I mean, aggression is a naturally masculine quality to have, but when it comes to relationship and decision making on those regard, I mean, one needs to know like how to draw that line and not really take it too far. A lot of men, you can see, always belittling their woman, saying mean things to the woman about her body, or about her mind, about her intellect. That kind of like eventually breaks the woman's confidence, and he also tends to lose respect in the long run, because she starts feeling disconnected as she's not being valued. Now a woman always strives for respect and being valued, because women are more emotional, and so does men. Even men want to be respected and be feeling that he is valued. But as and when a man starts to, so not really care much about what he's saying, how is he putting his words and all his decisions, then that creates a lot of problems. So you will see a lot of people, you also might have gone through it, or you might be seeing a lot of people going through so much of relationship problems, because that commitment of taking, being there with you and for the long term is lacking in men today. So that's why women are becoming more and more um, you know closed off, and they are not feeling safe to open up. Now that's why you will see so many, there's been such a big rise in women to be single. And I was listening to this. I don't know. On internet only, I was listening to somebody, some great person speaking. He was saying that there has been a big rise in what do you call that? Immaturity and feminine men. Yeah, feminine men. Now, how do you define a man to be feminine? Is he doesn't want to provide you in some way, and he thinks you mean the equality thing is good, but he does sometimes, if a woman has to play the masculine and feminine role both in the relationship, she might as well think that she can just be single and be okay with that, instead of being the man also and the woman also. So as Shivji also said, a perfect man is somebody who has these three main qualities, and that is pampering, providing, and protecting. So these are the main three qualities that a man should be having, and a man who has these qualities is Shivji's favorite men too. Someone who is pampering should know how to pamper his woman, not pamper other women, like just his woman, not like randomly every woman he sees on the street and he has to be pampering towards that woman, like, oh, this and that. That creates the problem. Mostly men are very sweet towards other women and bring out the best behavior, but when it comes to their woman, they can get very aggressive and nasty. So I'm very lucky that I have found a very nice man, and he's genuinely so amazing, and I'm deeply deeply grateful for all his behavior. It's not like he's perfect, but he's more like a superman for me. I feel he's just amazing, because he really makes me feel valued, seen, heard, respected, and that is really very sweet. So women who find someone like that, who women who find someone who's loving and caring, would always want to continue the relationship, but the relationship falls off when the man moves out, right? It's a man's responsibility to make it work. It cannot be a woman, because he's the one who's the protector. So if he stops protecting and he stops pampering and he stops providing, then naturally it will just, what is she going to nurture? So a woman is a mirror for a man. So it's the man who has to make sure that he's giving the love and the space for her to make it a heaven. You can't have an angel in a hell, right? So you have to give her the heaven to be her an angel. If you give her hell, then she's obviously going to become a devil. So yeah. And one more thing, Shivji also said that I heard that a woman whose qualities are nurturing, who is a good companion for the man, who doesn't judge her man. She's always there to be there for him, to support him, to help him grow, and also to, when she's there, he doesn't feel that he needs any other friend. Like, she's just always so loving and giving and so amazing towards him. So that is some big quality that a woman also needs to have. The second quality is nurturing. First quality is nurturing, second quality is companionship, third is she should also be very playful. That fun, that joy, that element of fun and that element of joy should be integrally a part of the woman. It is not always, it is not going to be a man's job to make your home very fun and exciting and all. I mean, of course he can take you for an adventure. He can decide like, yeah, let's go there and let's do this and let's do that, and you can have all of those things from him, and that will be great. But as a woman, that happiness, the joy, that flow should also be flowing from a woman's side. And also a woman should know how to seduce a man. She should always try different things. Yeah, and I was also listening to Jay Madan speaking, and I always like love her videos, and what she says is always having so much content in it. There's so much to learn from her, and she's an absolutely wonderful, gorgeous, amazing woman. I mean, big fan of her. I just absolutely love her. Way she conducts herself and everything. So yeah, I mean, that video, I think I've seen it from her video only. She was talking about like how a woman should be seducing as well, and she should be a mohini. She should know how to dress herself, look different every day. Now if you think that looking different for your man every day is a lot of task, then definitely there's something missing in the relationship, right? You should go a step, one step more to make him happy. And obviously it is a reciprocation game, so if it is not reciprocated, then of course it will just make you just become sad. So a woman is nothing but a mirror for man. If he fills her with love, she'll be glowing and she'll be so beautiful. But it's also very very important that she does not become a sad version because she's taking shit from somewhere. That is where the difference comes. This is the solution part to it. How a woman today can make her relationships strong and working is, first of all, she should be having financial stability. She should develop the skill for emotional stability and financial stability, so both are connected. A woman should be provided for, but it doesn't mean that she should be like a beggar who's looking towards a man's hand, that if only he provides you'll have. No, that is again very wrong. A woman has so much power, so much skills, so much in her gifted from God, that she should always be able to provide for herself too, and to help her man as well, to support him. It should never be like one woman is just with a man for money and is greedy. Now that is going to be a problem again. So she should also always think that if he is working, if he is doing so much, she should be appreciative of that, and she should also do her best to support him and make him feel that she's there with him as an equal partner, and she'll always be there with him. Now that is something I think a man would also respect and appreciate, that his woman has always been there with him. Also a woman would feel mentally satisfied once she's financially stable. So if she's not really not having any art to make money, that is going to be a problem, because that will somehow come down to her own self-worth, and she'll start realizing that she has not done much in her life. And of course, working on your skill, and as an individual, as a human, when you are able to do good, you feel good, and that obviously aids your confidence, and you are a much happier person that way. That is first. Second, embrace practicality and a nurturing approach to relationships. So as I said, Shivji has also always mentioned that a woman should be nurturing. The nurturing part should just come naturally to a woman. If he has eaten or not eaten, it's her job to make sure that he feels loved, he is fed. You're not his mother. That is understood, that you don't have to force feed him and all. But a woman should know how to give love like a mother too. That angle should not be felt shy of. Like, you should not feel embarrassed to give love like a mother. I mean, of course you're not having a boy to take care of. He can be a very masculine man, but you should know how to give love like a mother, and also have that nurturing quality, and do not feel afraid to like show that nurturing side. I mean, in today's patriarchal system, sometimes what happens is a woman feels so scared to be herself that she kind of like hides that nurturing side, because she thinks it might be too cringy or creepy to be nurturing. So definitely don't do that. Don't As a woman, one should not get scared to be who she is. I mean, not being bold doesn't just mean to just wear revealing clothes and just being all out there. It also means to be who you are unapologetically, and embracing your feminine side with grace and without any hesitation on that. Then it's a very important thing for her to be patient and navigate emotional conflicts with resilience. Angers, anger bursts and emotionally drained women might, I mean, a lot of women are not emotionally healed, right? So whenever there is a conflict, she can just somehow not know how to navigate through it. So it's very, very important for women to understand and girls to understand that you have to be very careful while you navigate the problems. You cannot just like start yelling and shouting and leaving and saying that I'm leaving and I'm going and I don't want this and you don't respect me and you are this and you are that and I'm going to Himalayas. No, it doesn't work that way. That's not practical. That's not what you do. What you do is you get angry and then just give yourself some time and then try to, you know, balance the assertiveness and the, compassion with good communication. So you have to have a balance, and that it is done with compassion. You have to be compassionate. You're a woman, so you cannot get mad and just start, breaking things and just yelling and shouting. Even Kalima, she's the most aggressive form of a woman, and she's the most powerful deity we worship. But when she steps on Shiv, she becomes so calm like Parvati. So that switch should also be there quickly. You should not get into that mode where you're just breaking, because anger can only destroy. So whether it's a man or a woman, that anger should not come to you to destroy. Especially, it is natural for a man to be that angry. So woman should know, like, no, this will break my house. I should not get so mad. And if he crosses his line, then you be smart on how to deal with it. You don't just like break it. That's very important. Don't be scared, but there has to be a balance in the assertiveness with compassion. Yeah. And then it's very important to practice clarity and honesty in expressing needs and boundaries. A lot of times a woman becomes like a doormat because she doesn't know how to respect her boundaries. She's just like out there for everybody, doing everything for everyone, and maybe her emotional needs are not met, and maybe her physical needs, emotional needs, whatever is not met. So it should be very easy for a woman to just be like, yeah, I mean, I will not do this. And you should be comfortable in saying no, that yeah, I can't go for this party, or I don't want to meet these people, I want to stay back at home, or I want to work on this thing. I mean, working on your personal growth, working on your spiritual growth, or working on your growth is not selfish. It's just respect for yourself. The self respect is very important. And sometimes you can say even no to your partner, like to your man also you can say no, like, I don't want to go there, I don't want to do this. So it doesn't mean that you're becoming selfish in any way. So that is very important, that you should be expressing your needs, but in a loving way. Sometimes even if it's not like, you don't have to sing a song or a lullaby to someone. You can be very clear about things without really making yourself guilty about stuff. And then sometimes you have to rely on the logic as well instead of intuition. I mean, intuitively you know something, that is great, but logically, is it good to do what you have to do? Like big decisions, for example, divorce. Intuitively, you have to take a divorce, right? Now that can also lead to a lot of chaos. So giving it some time, if it is something where you can just forgive and move ahead, then it should be thought of logically also. Not everything should be impulsive, eccentric, and yeah, I mean, it's very important as a woman to understand those things, because when you are a woman, you should become somebody like Parvati. I mean, she did tapasya for Shivji for ages, right? And even in the harshest conditions, she adjusted herself to be with Shiv. So that adjustment is important. Analyzing problems, then find a solution and be patient. Just running, jumping to conclusion and getting too egoistic becomes a problem. So those are negative traits even for a man. So you should be able to help a man navigate through that too, and not get stuck in those things yourself. For men, how you can fix the problem and not and help to make long lasting relationships and not have broken relationships for men, I think first of all is you should not have unhealthy habits, and you should walk away from superficial relationships. Now if you are not into some woman from your heart, then walk away from it in the beginning only. Do not linger on. Walk away from superficial relationships. If you're not into a woman, you know that clearly, then don't linger on to it. Don't lead her on. And also it's very important to focus on self reflections to understand what you truly want. If you don't know what you want, then obviously you're going to be destroying so many lives, and that's not good karma. So be very clear about what you want and step away from all the things you don't want. It's as simple as that. And Nine of Cups is the, I mean, pursue emotional contentment and emotional contentment and personal fulfillment. You need to be fulfilled and happy yourself to give someone else happiness. If you're not happy in your own self, then how can you give happiness to others, right? So make sure that your happiness is your own thing. It's not a woman's job to make you happy or to make you loved or anything. I mean, you should become the vessel who can pour. So give yourself that love, appreciate yourself, and meditate and make yourself a happy person, and cultivate gratitude and self love. That's very, very important to bring positivity into the relationships. So by this, my closing thoughts are, by understanding these challenges and solutions, we can create a harmonious balance where both partners feel seen, heard, and fulfilled. So that's the most important part. Feel feel seen, heard, and fulfilled. Seen, heard, and fulfilled. So yeah, that should be there. And instead of wanting something, try to give. So the more you want to give, it will become a much you become a much better partner. So stay tuned for more episodes as we continue to unravel the mysteries of love and connection and much more. So I really missed my co-host Viplav because he is super super busy, and I'm so grateful that he's so hardworking and he's so amazing. I have no words to express how much of a big fan I am. And follow all our episodes to see more of some authentic, true content here. Lots of love, sending you lots of blessings of universe, and I hope and I pray that all your wishes come true that are good for you. And yeah, you keep smiling always. Bye.